And welcome back, Intrepid Travelers, to 80 Days. Yes, we're continuing our travel around the world. Unfortunately, my game crashed over just like a minute into the last gameplay, so we're doing okay, but we got locked up on this train because we bought a fake ticket. Well, technically we bought a real ticket and then we loaded and we're trying to be very, ordered and getting on beforehand, but we lost our ticket. We didn't lose Monsieur Fogg's ticket, we lost our ticket, so we were in jail. I spent the day imprisoned, pacing backwards and forwards with nothing to do but chew my fingernails to the quick and curse myself roundly. Was this the end of my adventure around the world? Surely not. But then the keys rattled at the iron door. And one of the guards informed me that Monsieur Fogg had vouched for me. A gentleman's word needs no further proof, and so they hauled me from the cell and put me on the next train. I've never been so grateful to be aboard a locomotive. Fair enough. Let's wait. Pickpocketing rife at Paris's World's Fair. So we're going to keep going up to Moscow, I think. I was away, the countryside rolled past, and I spent the journey worrying about how my master would regard this day's delay. It was, after all, entirely valet-caused. Alas! Monsieur Fogg met me on the platform as I stepped from the train and waited for him to speak. Come along, passport. I'll just keep saying passport. He said and turned on his heels. I hurried after him into the town. Your character is now organized. I am in roaring health, but we must make haste. And so let's market it. What can we sell? Oh, that's right. We were meant to go... What was it that we had? The lapis eye. I'm just going to sell it in Moscow. They said to go to Istanbul, but Istanbul is right down near Turkey. It's in Turkey, I should say. So it's somewhere around here, but I don't know where. That's ages away. We'll lose too much time doing that. Russian gentleman. Athens, Helsinki, and Minsk. Yes, we're actually traveling to Minsk, so we'll do okay. Oh, I didn't sell the wine in Berlin. Bugger. We were just at Berlin. Bugger. We can sell that for 600, so we might. Yep, alright, there you go. Have that. And lapis. And accordion in Minsk. Don't wanna be your monkey wrench. Don't wanna be an accident. Alright, there we go. We've got the monkey wrench. And let's hotel it. There we go. We walked the streets of Warsaw, feeling the air of the different continent all around. In less than 2 generations, the Tsars had made this little outpost all their own, but there were signs of dissent on every corner. They had made it much nicer. Dissent, yeah, but there were signs of dissent on every corner. For on every building project in the city, there were glued pamphlets declaring the Russians to be dogs, fiends, and Philistines. We turned quickly back. We walked further, however, and saw no disturbances. It seems all the revolutionary types have been rounded up and shot, probably. In fact, our hostelier told us later that the pamphlets themselves are produced by machines buried by the rebels during the Troubles. No one has yet found them to switch them off. Huh. I'll trouble you not to play that Demarian accordion in my presence again. Alright. Arrives tomorrow. The ticket will require a further 200. No, we'll wait till tomorrow. Explore. Of course, I have that thing I can sell in Minsk, don't I? Yeah, sell that in Minsk. Minsk. And yeah, oh, crutch. Explore. Going out in the day, I encountered an incredible creature as tall as a house and wide, swinging metal arms like a rampaging giant. I stared, I hid, I fled. I stared, gawping as the terrible machine stomped from foot to foot, slowly rotating. And then I saw that its chest was a man, using levers and switches to operate the colossal device. It was a giant, walking exoskeleton. I waved to him. I'm friendly. I waved to him, and he looked down and tipped his cloth cap. How does it work? There are 2 levers for each hand, and they work on ball sockets. I'd let you try, sir, but I must get on with my work. What is this thing? I continued. It's a kodunki, he said. I should do the accent. It's a kodunki, he said, from Novorossiysk. They've shipped a few in to help us to help us with the building work. He pulled the lever and the machine drew back a massive arm. From Novorossiysk, you say? It's a small town on the far end of the Black Sea, he replied. I don't know why they have a surplus of these things there. The drawn-back arm smashed into a wall and the building fell into a cloud of dust. I jumped back. Excuse me, my friend called, but I must get back to work. What an incredible sight. Awesome. Depart to Budapest, Dinks, Meteor, Athens, Bucharest, Warsaw. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Helsinki and Stockholm. We don't have anything to sell there. We're just going straight on to Moscow. Right, let's hotel up. We'll pass the night here. Yes, we will. With what remained of the day, I afforded my master every service. No, he's got good relations. I spent a while talking to the hotelier to learn what I could. Learning that Stockholm was linked to Helsinki aboard the Baltic ferry, but the fare was worth saving up for. A most interesting snippet. Depart. Minsk and then Hosk. Oh, should we just go straight to Moscow? I don't think the accordion would be worth much. Yeah, we'll save some time and just go straight to Moscow. Hire extra space. Go! Oh good, we got the fur coat. The Belarus Express. We clambered aboard the train. Monsieur Fogg settled in a far corner like a dusty old uncle, and I went to sit next to him, ready to attend his wishes. He had none, of course, but to be left alone with these thoughts, whatever they were, so we rode in silence. Let's converse with some passengers. Greeting, Monsieur Krassokin. Good evening, man of France. Moscow. Let's just talk about Moscow. We know the train. I prefer the Kremlin to St. Basil's onion domes. Random names. On the subject of trains, I've heard my childhood sweetheart was stranded in Karaminski just before the Trans-Manchurian Express to Beijing went missing. Yes, that. Transvidance. Maybe, but there is neither bank nor market in Krasnovarsk. Will be a major world capital soon, you see. There we go. Nice. Here we go. Minsk through. We arrived at Minsk after nightfall and watched as people hurried from the train into the dark and cold streets. Monsieur Fogg held his teacup close and I huddled beneath a blanket. At least for tonight we were safe. Oops, no, can't converse. Too late. Yes. Hello. Greetings, mademoiselle. Good evening. What do you have to say about Moscow? Moscow is a place full of suspicion and unrest. Merv? Do tell me about Merv. Have you heard that some buyers will pay well for accordions from Merv? I've already got an accordion, so we're good. Kabul. It's really hard. I kind of need an atlas while I'm playing this game. Probably, but some buyers will pay well for geometric equipment from Kabul. Oh, cool. We found a trip. Krasnodik to Merv. Sweet. Morning came and we were still crossing the Russian countryside, the train moving on its slow, steady way. I spent the time watching the scenery go by and relaxing. Even a valet must take some time off. Finally, we pulled into the stone edifice that was Moscow Station and disembarked. Moscow. Say Moscow. Moscow. Several of our possessions could be sold handsomely here. Yes, let's sell it all. Alright, there you go. Alright, so from here we can get really far. 3,700 bucks. And we do have enough, so although I might stop it there. And we probably could go to Beijing or Pyongyang, or from Karaminskaya. There'd probably be some other stuff up north. We can cross over into Canada, Alaska, and then Canada. I'm guessing from Yokohama would be a boat across as well. Arrives next Tuesday. Alright, let's take a hotel for the night. Tuesday is when the thing comes. Moscow was not a comfortable city for a Frenchman. A local composer had just written a piece people were calling the 1812 Overture, commemorating the Russian victory over Napoleon's invading Grande Armée in the fateful year. Patriotic passions were at a fever pitch. So I stayed very sensibly indoors. Let's stop him. But I did not let that stop me from exploring the city, though I resolved to remain mute. Unobjectly should I encounter anyone. I traversed the city on foot, keeping out of sight of the patrols of uniformed policemen and Cossack troops mounted on black mechanical steeds. I ventured away from the wide boulevards and the eclectic architecture of the Tverskaya Street towards the... Yeah, let's not go to the Kremlin, that's where all the soldiers will be. The outdoor markets of Staraya Square. They were full of apple-cheeked young boys and wrapped-up peasant women. I found myself drawn to one particular store, selling Gizil ceramics, painted a distinctive blue and white. I purchased a plate for a guinea. Yeah, let's purchase a plate for a guinea. And made sure that it was well wrapped before tucking it away. As the bells of the nearby church chimed the hour, I returned to our hotel, content with my brief view of the Tsar's capital city. Your funds have gone down a touch. Relationships with Thog have improved. Awesome. Merv. So, where's Merv? I heard that name. Merv. There you are. So I could go here and then to Merv. Sunday. Yeah, we might do that instead, actually. It'll add a couple of days to our trip, but should be okay if we're selling something. Because we do need money sometimes. Like, some trips are very expensive. I'm sad I didn't sell that in Berlin. That's a lot of money. Alright, let's get that fake passport. Why not? We got a lot of bags. It's not good. Whatever. Since we've already got 4 bags, we may as well fill it up. Let's... Sunday is a thing, and the banks aren't open the weekend, so let's just explore some more and wait till Sunday. I took a few hours to explore, investigating the various options for how we might continue our journey. Nothing here. We'll pass the night here. As night fell, I polished our shoes and hat brims now. I engaged another guest in conversation to learn what I could, hearing from him that you could get to Minsk from St. Petersburg. Aboard the St. Petersburg Express, but the journey was a tiring one. Useful information, no doubt. Yes, it is, actually. Though we don't need to go to Minsk, do we? Merv. We want to go to Merv, not Minsk. Merv. Right, let's... Hotel again. Waiting till Sunday for our trip. Before retiring, I made certain to repack and iron everything. I spent a few hours walking around, but found nothing of any great interest. Aww. Okay, let's depart. It's Sunday. Yep. Hire another Frank car. Oh, it's going to be expensive, but oh well. Uncomfortable conditions. Oh, we're good. It's good when what you're carrying, like, eliminates the negative components. Freight train. We took a freight train towards Tsaritsyn. Though the line was nominally a spur of the majestic Trans-Siberian, the track was of much older construction and not designed for passengers. It was quite an imposition for Monsieur Fogg, a fact which I rather relished. Oh no! Let's see, I rather relish. Truth be told, my master was used to being shielded from the harsh realities of daily life, but there was a little that I could do to be done to shield Monsieur Fogg from the rickety, swaying carriage and whistling draught. Relations have deteriorated slightly. Converse. Greetings, Monsieur Rivanov. I am the quartermaster here. You are most strange luggage. Astrakhan is right on the capital edge of the sea. Oh, I forgot the name of the place we're going to. Goodbye. Damn. Astrakhan, we need Astrakhan too, just across that little pond. By the end of the day, Monsieur Fogg was feeling almost sorry for himself. I could take Monsieur Fogg's difficulties no more. Or perhaps slightly motion sick from his insistent study of the newspaper. Baku Baku. From Sector Astrakhan, on the borders of the Caspian Sea, was a short distance, but the train managed to make a great deal of work out of it, huffing its way along the banks of the Volga. I found a train guide to ask about a destination. I asked the bartender about journeys from Astrakhan. And he shrugged. The hydrofoil to Terran is good fun, he declared, though it's a crossing that's so rough you better be prepared. We arrived in the mid-afternoon and went to explore this new town. Baku Baku. So, We need to get to Krasnovodsk. And then to Merv. So we got to explore and find some more trips. Oh. The city of Astrakhan sits on the tiptoe of the Russian Bear, where the Volga River empties into the Caspian Sea. I found the people to be most friendly and asked their advice on how to continue on from the city. A passing, nervous British seamstress suggested the boat to Tehran, and went on to remark that the devout sisters of Didacus are best avoided in Madras. Shall I do in my time in Astrakhan? I asked. The response was immediate. You mustn't bathe in the river mud. My new friend showed me to the small hut by the river where vats of fresh mud were available for soaking in. I could not resist the opportunity. To lower myself into a vat of mud, I undressed behind a wicker screen and clambered in. The effect, dear friends, was most refreshing. I relished my solitary respite, and returned to my master in fine fettle. Do you not think my skin much improved? I asked. Perhaps preening a little. Monsieur Fogg gave me a considering look. I see no difference, he said before turning back to his ledger. I want to go to Baku. Baku. Thursday. What? Friday. Alright, we're gonna have to negotiate. Alright, we'll do it. Tomorrow at 8 AM. Sweet. That cost us a bit of money, but it's probably worth it, rather than waiting a week. We took a room and settled in, and buff, clean, went out to explore a little, and took full advantage of some distance from my master. When I returned, I felt much finer. Indeed. Depart. Baku Baku. Oh, only space for 3. We probably don't need the European train type lane anymore. And... Monkey wrench. Alright. Selling all this stuff. There we go. Oh no, I missed it! Bugger! Buggery. Time keeps going while you're playing with your bags. It's unfortunate. Southern Hemisphere timetable. There we go. That's helpful. That's a long trip. Auckland to Pitcairn Island and then on to... wait till tomorrow anyway. Probably should have taken that trip. It would have saved a lot of time. So from Colombo, that looked like a good trip. We might go down to Colombo then. Auckland's there. Port Moresby to Auckland. Alright. Got a journey in mind. Down to Colombo. Karachi. Kabul. Bandar Abbas. Karachi. Oh yeah. Karachi, yep. Merv. Kabul. Sweet, okay. Kabul, Karachi, and then down to Colombo. Alright, we got a mission in mind. Alright, we'll leave it there for today, and I will see you next time. Bye!